Yeah, this is Calamity Street.
Hello?
Hello, Mrs. Atkins.
Yes?
I'm from the West Yorkshire Fire and Rescue Service.
Oh.
We've come to do your home fire safety check.
I see. Oh, very good then. Oh, there's three of us.
There's three of us, yeah.
Oh.
Is that all right?
Yes, that's fine.
Oh,
Yes.
lovely.
Come on in.
Thank you. Thank you. Well, thank you for letting us come into your house, and I'd just like to explain to you.
Oh, just a minute. Isn't he tall?
He's rather
very
large.
much like my son. He's just like,
Is
yes,
he
he
like your
is.
son?
Come on, yes. Yeah, like this one here.
Oh,
my
what's his name?
eldest son, that's Peter.
Oh,
like
he
my
does.
son.
He does.
Yes, he is. And that's my other son there. And my daughter,
Oh,
you see.
very nice
got
family,
all
very
these
nice
pictures of
Can
them,
we
you
we
see.
just sit down and talk a little bit about what we intend to do, what we want to do?
No, I think you better just have another look. Have
Right.
another look at this one. This is
Is
this
that-
is in
is that-
Disney. That's
that
in
Paris?
Disneyland in Paris. Oh, and this is my granddaughter as
This
well.
is oh,
That's a
you're
nice
proud of
one,
her,
isn't it?
aren't you?
Yes, yes. Right, this is my granddaughter, the only granddaughter. She got a university degree, you see. Got 4
Have you got something cooking?
No, I don't think so. No, you'll just finish looking at.
Can you smell burning?
I can't smell anything. Oh, my eggs!
The fire officers advised Mrs. Adkins that she should not leave her cooking unattended at any time. If she has to leave the room, she should turn off the cooker. They mention that it may be safest for her to use a cooking timer, as it will remind her of her cooking. Also, when cooking with pans on a hob, remember to face the handles away from the edge so you don't accidentally knock the pan over. It's also good to remember not to place pan handles over hot cooker rings, as this could cause the handles to get hot or even catch fire. Don't overfill pans, as they can boil over easily and also be quite heavy to lift. When cooking with oil, the fire officers advise Mrs. Adkins on a few points. Make sure food is dry before putting it in hot oil, so as to avoid splashing. Turn off the heat if the oil begins to smoke. And if possible, use a thermostat-controlled electric deep fat fryer. If the pan catches fire, turn off the heat if it is safe to do so. Don't tackle the fire yourself. Get out, stay out, and call 999. On a positive note, Mrs. Adkins has had her gas checked by GasSafe.
Hello.
Hello there, it's West Yorkshire Fire and Rescue Service.
Yes.
Yeah. We're just next door doing a home fire safety check, and we
That's
noticed
right.
that you've got lots of candles burning on
Yes.
your side there.
I have my friend in there smoking, so I have to light the candles for the smell.
Do you mind if we came and...
Not at all. Come
Okay,
in.
thank you.
A fire officer runs through the hazards in Mrs. Horn's home. She should never put lit candles near curtains and open windows. They could be blown onto the floor by a sudden gust of wind, or the curtains could catch fire. Remember to put candles in candle holders designed for that use, or on a heat-resistant surface. Any portable fire with a naked flame or an electric element should not be covered or placed close to furnishings. If you have an open fire, it should have a fire guard, but this guard should not be used for drying clothes. Also, try not to place mirrors over fireplaces, as your clothes could catch fire when you're looking into the mirror if you are standing too close. The fire officer explained to Mrs. Horn's friend that she should not smoke when feeling sleepy, or indeed when in bed, to avoid falling asleep with a lit cigarette in her hand. Some cigarettes may still be lit after you think you've stubbed them out, so it's always a good idea to put a little drop of water in the bottom of an ashtray, which will help put out the embers. Remember to empty your ashtray as much as possible. Avoid overfilling them, as a lit cigarette could easily fall out onto the floor, which could cause a fire. Always empty ashtrays outside. Fire officers find this a perfect time to demonstrate what you should do if your clothing ever caught fire. The stop, drop and roll routine would be an essential procedure to save your life should this ever happen. The procedure is as follows. Stop what you're doing. Don't run around. Drop down to a horizontal position on the floor as quickly as possible and proceed to roll over and over to smother the flames. Don't thrash at the flames with your arms or your hands, as this will spread the flame. If there is a mat or a rug near you, pull this over yourself and onto the flames.
Oh, come on, Flo. I'm ever so sorry you're poorly. But never mind, we'll get you into bed.
Thank you.
There you are, this electric blanket will keep you nice and snug. Now you just make yourself nice and comfortable. I'm sure you'll soon be feeling better. Oh, that's the doorbell. I'll just go downstairs and answer that. I won't be a minute. I'll see you soon.
Good afternoon, Mrs. Smith.
Yes?
Hi, we're from the fire service. We've come to
Hello.
do your home fire safety check.
Oh, do come in.
Lovely.
Thank you. Here, please. Would you like to take a seat?
Thank you very much.
What we'll do is, if it's okay, we'll have these two gentlemen, we'll have a little wander around.
So if it's all right with you, Mrs. Smith, George and myself would like to start in your kitchen.
Flo, whatever's happened to your hair?
I don't know what's happened. I just don't know what's happened.
The fire officer advises Gwen that electric blankets should be checked every 3 years. If you are unsure, please check the manufacturer's guidelines. When storing electric blankets, they should be rolled and never folded. Plug sockets should not be overloaded, and you should follow a one plug per socket rule. However, if you have several electrical appliances, then you can use a bar adapter. However, be careful not to exceed 13 amps for the all adapter. As a rule, if any appliance produces heat, this will have a 13 amp plug and so should not be used on a bar adapter with any other sockets.
Excuse me. Excuse me. I know him. The people in this street, they have no idea about road safety. I was a driving instructor for 20 years. 20 years? 20 years, I tell you. It's abysmal. In fact, come along, I'll show you. Come on.
Oh, Julie, for goodness sake. Put a sock in it. Oh, Julie, please give it a rest. Oh, Julie. Julie, put a sock in it. You stuff all that caterwauling. Sound like an old cold cat. You drink like him. You probably sing like him, but pity you can't cook. Julie! Somebody at the door! Julie, at the door! You have to do everything in this house.